Hello, welcome to Everybody Yoga with Megan. I am Megan, and for those of you who are subscribed, welcome to August Yoga. I greatly appreciate the opportunity to just offer reruns in July. Sometimes it's nice to receive and not try to receive and give, so I really appreciate you guys giving me that gift. If you are new here, this is just yoga for normal humans. I'm just normal. So I wanted to share with you guys my meditation today. And it's been said by various people in various ways, but the takeaway is that humans are not the interruption to life. They are life. So sometimes we get so busy in our jobs that we forget that the humans that we serve or that we work with are important. Or we forget that our children interrupting us, that is life, they're part of life. And so it's just a really gentle reminder to come from a place of connection. And I think it's important to remember that. And then also to ask for the connection that we need. So if we feel like we're being dismissed, or if we feel like maybe people are treating us unkindly, having the courage to say, I'm not an interruption, I'm a human, and I would like your attention, or I would like you to speak to me kindly. All of that. So today we're going to work on some gentle side body, low back stuff. I was about to be real snarky, but I'm not going to do that because that's not who I'm trying to be. So I invite you, even if you've been practicing for the last 20 days, to come into a little bit of stillness in this practice so that we can really gravitate towards gentle opening in this section here. So we're going to get started on our backs in a laying down butterfly position. And you know me, I love to have my props close by at all times because we just never know when we're going to need support. So if you have blocks, grab them. If not, maybe grab some pillows or books, just something that you might need. We're going to start in this laying down butterfly. If your knees need support, put the blocks underneath them. And just become aware of your breath. You don't have to change anything, just coming into awareness. And then begin to deepen your breath. One more big full inhale and exhale. Bring your legs long, arms overhead, and take a good morning stretch, right? Stretch the fingertips long, point the toes. Walk both feet towards the left corner of your mat. And then left torso reaching, right? So your right side is expanding and you're contracting the left. This is what some might call banana pose. And if you want to deepen the stretch, take your right foot and hook it over your left. And take your left hand and pull the right a little bit. Just take some deep breaths here, getting into the side body. And come back to the center. Pause here for a moment. the other side. So walking the feet towards the right side of the mat, and then the arms towards the right. Hooking the left over the right, and using the right hand to pull the left a little bit. As you breathe, envisioning that the side of the ribs is growing, expanding on that left side. One more deep cycle of breath. And come back to the center. Bring your arms by your side, bend your knees, just so you're comfortable. There's no, like, you don't have to grab your ankles or anything. And just windshield wiper the knees side to side. Based on your hips, you might feel a little tightness as you shift. And we're just coming into awareness of that. Might feel a little aching in the low back. We're gonna come into flattening the low back and then arching it. So we're taking like a cow-cat on our back. Unfortunately, it's really hard to visually see, so the word cues are gonna help here. Press the low back down, so you're pulling the lower belly in and flatten the back out. You might even notice that you have to like lengthen the spine a little more to really get that flattening sensation. And now we're gonna take the opposite. Tilt the hips, lift the low back, and then rock it flat again. Exhale, press the belly into the mat. Inhale up, exhale down. And again. And out. While you have the belly flat here and the lower back expanded out, I want you to just pick up your right leg. See if you can notice what muscles are activating, what's happening here. And then lower. As you lower, notice, oh goodness, are you relaxing somewhere you didn't realize was tightened? And then pick up the left. Lower belly is activated, back is flat. And release down. 2 more times each side. We're just really engaging the lower abdominal wall in a really gentle way. And then just relax, let the natural curve of the spine exist, and windshield wiper the knees side to side. We're gonna come into a variation here that's gonna isolate the hips moving, okay? So come into static, bring the feet a little bit closer if you need some support, and you're gonna take a micro lift of the hips. So we're not coming to full bridge here, please. And after you're lifted, make sure both feet are pressing firmly flat into the mat, and then I want you to just typewriter your hips to the right and drop them down. Pause here. You might notice an opening that you're feeling in the left hip, or even a little bit of a stretch in the right rib. Lift up, come back to center, typewriter to the left, drop it down. Lift up, come back to center, pause. We're gonna do that a little bit faster, so it's almost like a sway is happening. So right, down, lift, center. Left, down, lift, center. Right, down, lift, center. Left, down, lift, center. Do that a few more times. You can move fluid, or you can be sharp if you wanted to really make sure that you were hitting each of the variations. Just a different type of opening in the hip here. Once you've done about 3 more at each side, we'll meet back at the center. And drop down. We're going to come into happy baby here. Working to press the tailbone flat, crown of the head on the mat. Always welcome to grab behind the knees if reaching the feet is not comfortable or if you have to lift the head to do so. It's about coming into integrity of movement. Not just what the final pose looks like, but how we get into the pose. And then gently rock side to side if you haven't already. Little baby rocks. We don't need to be so big here. And coming back to Supta Baddha Konasana, this is where we were at the beginning of our practice. Just notice, how do the hips feel? How does the low back feel? How does the abdomen feel? We want to become so adept at understanding our bodies that a micro change gives us information. I think sometimes things compound and compound and compound, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh my gosh, I need surgery. Maybe you don't, right? Maybe if we can notice things as they're progressing, we can stop it before it gets so dramatic. Closing the knees again like you're closing a book. We're going to come back to that flat back. So lowering the low back, scooping the belly in and up. Both knees are going to come up. Hands are going to come, arms are going to come to a, what is this called, a goalpost. And then we're just going to rock side to side. You choose how far to the side you want to go. If you want to drop all the way, or if you want to just kind of do what I'm doing, which is like 3/4. Just notice, activating the lower belly. So we're not flailing about here. It's intentional movement. Ooh, maybe your back pops. Two more times. And come back to the center. Knees are still bent, lower belly's activated. We're going to extend the right leg long, but not touch the ground. Arms can stay in a goalpost. And come back up, extend the left leg long. Come back up, zombie arms, or just reach for the ceiling, you know, whatever. You're going to take opposite leg, opposite arm. Right leg long, left arm long. And back. Switch sides. Working to keep the low back flat on the mat. I caught myself cheating on that last one. So you're activating the lower abdominal wall. And back up. Opposite side again. Lower belly up and in, back is flat. Back up, other side. And up, last time each side. And come back to the center, Supta Baddha Konasana. And just relax, let the natural curve of the back show. And breathe. All right, grab your block. We're gonna come to restorative bridge. I would aim for the lowest or middle height because we're gonna be pulling the knees up in, and if you're on the highest height, that might just be a little too much for what we're trying to accomplish here. Arms are by your side, right knee in towards your chest. For some reason, this pose is really difficult for me to be able to grab my shin. So I'm just gonna grab my thigh and then extend the left leg long. And deep breaths here, right? So this can be pretty intense in that left psoas. I personally have done a lot of sitting and a lot of walking, sitting on airplanes and then walking all through Ireland. Your girl got to go to Ireland. But anyways, so my psoas and my hips in general and low back are pretty locked up and grumpy right now. Deep breaths. Activate that lower belly, lift the left leg up, and take 3 baby circles. And then 3 baby circles the other way. And then drop the left leg down and just let it hang. Don't point or flex, just let that hip, have some moment. Bend your left leg, place the right foot back on the mat. Other side, we're gonna pull the left knee in, extend the right leg long. And if it's really comfortable for you to use both hands, please do. Pick up the right leg, 3 baby circles. Other direction. And let it hang. Bend your right leg, drop the left foot. We're gonna pull the block a little bit higher up on the back. You'll understand why in a moment. We're gonna come to a variation of happy baby here. So the block or pillow is pressing into the lower back, right at the bone where the hip is, okay? And then if you wanna grab your feet, you can. Oof, I cannot. No, we just do what we can. And then I want you to gently tilt to the left. You might feel a lot of pressure on the left sciatic nerve, and that's kind of the point. A little pressure point therapy here. Back to the center, tilt to the right. If you're on a pillow, you're not going to feel that same pressure, and that's okay. Come back to the center, drop your feet down, pick up your hips, remove your block, and make your way to Savasana, to your corpse pose. And just take a moment to notice the space from just below the pelvis to just above the hips. We really targeted this lower abdominal wall and psoas here. I just want you to notice that feeling. back into your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Make your way to a fetal position. Press yourself up to a simple seat. I want you to just be aware of all of the blood flow in and around the hips and the low back. Inhale your hands to heart center. The place in me that understands that humans are not an interruption to life, but are life. Seize that place in you where we make space for connection. Together we say, Namaste. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you for committing to your practice, and I look forward to practicing with you soon.